there, welcome back to 10 Minute Strategy. This is Peter Propp, and we're on part 2 of our two-part 10 Minute Strategy discussion with LiveMind. And we're now talking to Dave Lynch, the other Dave at LiveMind. He's the CEO. He's responsible for the marketing and sales side of the house. So Dave, the first question is, where are you today in terms of your product? I know the technology platform started almost 2 years ago, right?
Yeah.
You've gone through some changes, but now you're really, where are you?
Yeah, well, we're in the early stage, and thank you, Peter, for having us on. Great to have an opportunity to discuss LiveMind with you. We're in the early stages, you said, of really rolling out from a marketing and sales standpoint. Our offering went live in the marketplace last April, but we launched it under a different name. And we spent, Dave and I both didn't go full-time onto the business until August of the past year. And so we spent the first few months raising a seed round of capital to allow us to operate for the next year. We got that locked up right before the holidays. So it really wasn't until early January, just last month of this year, that we really started our whole marketing and sales plan. The first step of that was we renamed the business to LiveMind. It had a different name before, but we decided for some reasons we needed to rename it. So we got into the marketplace with LiveMind in early January, and we're off and running. And really our focus is, as you know, we just need to build the community. And we need to build both constituents, the teacher community and the student community. So all our efforts are focused right now on generating the activity within those communities and generating the class activity and getting attendances happening, while starting probably the long process of building the brand and building the brand proposition.
Right.
So
where are you now in terms of teachers? Is that so? You have a teacher and a student sort of number that you're going to be tracking. I mean, I don't know if you want to talk about where you are.
Yeah, no, those are key metrics for us. So we now have over 600 classes have been created at LiveMind. We have those have been created by just over 200 different teachers. So we have a great number that we're building from here. And I don't have the attendances at the tips of my fingers, but we've had numerous class attendances and numerous class offerings as we've rolled into this new year. Our focus is really on generating the registrations at the site and generating the registrations in the classes and the attendances. Our intent is by the end of this quarter to have nearly 1,000 classes created, and then by the end of the second quarter of 2011 here to have close to 2,000 classes created. Excellent. So we got some big numbers ahead of us we're chasing.
Great. And so in terms of the marketing of those classes, you're trying to enable, I know, the teachers to really promote what they're doing through their Facebook and Twitter accounts and stuff like that. That's a big part of your strategy?
It is. A big part of our strategy is that leveraging the teachers' networks and giving them the tools, to do everything they can to leverage their networks to build awareness and to drive the traffic coming in. One thing we tell the teachers right out of the gates is it's probably going to take a little while for them to really build a large critical mass of a following. We're a new offering and we're building the marketplace, but part of that, the way that's going to happen is they're going to build their own followings through their networks, and that's the first place that they should be mining for students. So we encourage everyone to work through their blog, through if they have a website, obviously to market it through that, but especially, as you said, out through their social network tools, whether they use Facebook or LinkedIn or Dig or whatever they use, to make certain they're actively marketing their classes through those channels.
Excellent. And then in terms of the financial model, why don't you talk about that just a little bit for the teachers and the students?
Sure. And one thing I should say before I jump in the financial model, because it affects that, is one of the other key ways that we're growing and look forward to growing in the coming year is through partnerships with organizations. And one of the things that we're doing is we're entering into talks with large organizations that have large communities or memberships in their organization. We're putting together some type of live education offering to their community. It would be a great service to their community, or it would also be maybe even an incremental revenue stream to that organization. And what we'll do is we'll create a branded channel for them on LiveMind where they can offer their classes under their brand in partnership with LiveMind to their community, and then ultimately LiveMind will expose their classes to the whole broader LiveMind community and hopefully bring more people into their offering. Right. So that's kind of a key part of how we're going to grow. Mm-hmm. So with that, our revenue model is pretty straightforward. It's got 4 legs to it. The first 2 are probably the most important. We do a simple revenue share with the teachers. So if you're teaching through LiveMind and you're collecting student fees to do it, you keep 75% of those fees as a teacher, and LiveMind keeps 25%. And I know Dave mentioned early on, our target, really what we're going after to a great degree, is the offline continuing ed and casual learning space. And that revenue share proposition really is the inverse of what teachers would experience in the offline world, where the institution keeps the vast majority of the fees. So right. That's the first piece. Second piece is a subscription model. If you don't want to share the student fees with LiveMind, that's fine. And what we ask is that you sign up for a subscription program where you pay $49 per month per teacher in teaching. And that allows the teacher to keep 100% of the student fees that they generate. And obviously, for the teachers that have modeled it and feel that they're going to be quite successful, a number of them might opt for the subscription model. The third piece is with the organizations that I mentioned. We charge an upfront an annual setup fee with those organizations because we're building out for them a whole branded channel, branded communications. We provide teaching support for their teachers, etc. So we have an annual fee with them of anywhere between $5,000 and $10,000, depending on the size of the organization and what they want to do. And then they enter into our subscription fee as well for their teachers, again at $49 per teacher. And the organizations typically have multiple teachers that are offering classes. Sure. And then the last piece, the fourth piece, and we don't plan on implementing this really probably, maybe even not within the coming year, but ultimately there will be some type of advertising or lead generation model. Mm-hmm. One of the things that we're doing is we're aggregating people by common areas of interest. And obviously that's really valuable to an advertiser. So if we're running a lot of digital photography classes and I'm Canon, I want to be able to talk to those people. Sure. Because they have great interests. So we might offer them the ability to sponsor that channel or do some other things in terms of their promotion.
Right, great. Now, I know that you've really done a lot with the site to make it highly powerful in terms of SEO. So basically each class is going to help you to grow your traffic on a regular basis. Each time a class gets posted, it seems like you're going to be able to incrementally have more links in and stuff like that, which is wonderful. What about some of your sort of outbound stuff? Are you planning some sort of a PR launch, or is that coming up?
We are, and I'm glad you touched on that because obviously we actually have a number of things we think make a lot of sense for PR. So we've started doing PR releases every 2 weeks. Obviously, we did a big release when we launched with LiveMind, and the name change, what's done there, standard stuff on receiving our funding and stuff like that. But one of the things that we're doing as part of our building awareness and building the brand is bringing on board what we call celebrity teachers, people that are highly name recognized, certainly within their communities, and we're gonna pay them to come on and do a stint or offer a couple of different classes that we can then make a lot of noise around, and to your point, do some PR around. These are really about building brand awareness and building off the brand of some other named people within their community to generate awareness of what we're doing.
Excellent. Well, we got about a minute left. If there's sort of one thing you'd like people to take away when they think about LiveMind, what would it be?
Well, I think it is this notion of really revolutionizing live learning in a few ways, and it's that now it's an open marketplace, and for all those experts out there that you have expertise in a certain area and have thought about the possibility of just sharing that or like to share it and ultimately teach on that, now you have a venue to do that, and it's very easy to do, and it's absolutely no risk to come in and create a class. And on the flip side of that equation, we're an open marketplace where anybody will be able to come and ultimately learn anything. The beauty of taking out all the offline cost constraints with our model is that people can offer classes on topics that are very specific. Right. And so our vision is that you'll be able to come here and take classes on things that are very specific to your interest areas, and we'll be able to connect you with an expert that does that. So right. I will say we're encouraging everybody to come to LiveMind. Check it out. Find a class that hopefully meets your interest. If you don't, tell us what you want to learn, and we'll be able to connect you and find an expert who will be able to teach that.
Fantastic. Well, Dave, thanks so much for your time. I appreciate it. Tell Dave Dean I say thanks as well, and we'll see you soon.
Great. Well, yeah, thank you from Dave and Dave. Appreciate your time, Peter.
All right. 10-Minute Strategy. This is Peter Propp. Thanks for watching.